Nearly 4 million people in the UK bought dogs during the pandemic, leading to a boom in the puppy market and a massive increase in canine thefts, with puppies typically costing over £3,000. Thieves discovered, didn't they, a lucrative new market. Well, we learned today that dog thefts have now reached a 7-year high, with the equivalent of 8 pets being stolen every day. The breeds most likely to be targeted French bulldogs, apparently, followed by Jack Russell Terriers and other small dogs like Chihuahuas and Pugs. This all according to figures revealed under the Freedom of Information Act. We're joined by Debbie Matthews, and we ought to say her miniature schnauzer, Pepper, from the Stolen and Missing Pets Alliance. Debbie, I think I'm right in saying you had 2 of your dogs stolen previously. Is that right?
Yes, I had 2 dogs stolen back in 2006, so a long time ago, but that's what's kept me going, campaigning to try and stop this dreadful crime.
I had literally a conversation this morning with a friend who had been taken her 2 dogs somewhere and was encouraged. She was actually swimming in an outdoor pool and was been encouraged by a friend to tie them up, it'll be fine. And she's got a Dachshund and Saluki, sort of whippet-like dog, if you know the breed. And she said, no, actually, I'll stay with them. So people are attuned to this, aren't they?
Yes, more so now. I mean, you should never leave your dog unattended outside a shop, in your car. But the number one place dogs are stolen from is actually from your garden. So just check your home security, gates, maybe put lighting up, bells on gates, locks. It really is very, very important.
I was surprised. I mean, I'm often surprised by stories, but I thought this was a lockdown story. The logic, obviously, then was that people had time on their hands, maybe money on their hands as well, maybe a little bit lonely. That sent the price of dogs, legitimate and illegitimate, rocketing. Well, we're sort of beyond lockdown now, aren't we? And yet we've still got this 7-year high in prices.
Well, we've been campaigning on dog theft since 2014, so it's always been there. What happened in lockdown was that all the other crimes seemed to stop. So the police were able to give more time and effort. There was still the cases of dog theft, which were being picked up from you and newspapers. And it just didn't give up. It got much worse, and it's still continuing. And even the last few months, we've seen more puppies being stolen. And I think that's because that's a quick cash turnover. Instead of having to wait for dogs to breed, they just take the puppies and are reselling the puppies on. So everybody's just got to be very vigilant at the moment.
Yeah, and obviously, it must happen that people who buy a puppy, as you say, and just have no idea what its provenance is. How can they check to be sure that the animal they're purchasing is not stolen?
Well, when they go to the vets, unfortunately, there is a loophole with the microchip system, which is really frustrating because an awful lot of dogs will get back home if pets were checked for their microchip registration at first veterinary treatment. And this is a big loophole. So if you've bought a new puppy, ask the vet to check the microchip registration, because by law, we're meant to be microchipping our pets, and the microchip registration should be up to date. So that's one way of finding out if you've got a stolen dog. And also it stops you bonding so quickly because you fall in love with them instantly. So if you find out down the line, 6 months down the line after you've had a dog, that it's a stolen dog, it's 2 families. You've got the new family who's going to be heartbroken, and the old family are going to be delighted to get their dog back.
Yeah. Debbie Matthews and Pepper, isn't it? Pepper, you've got clutch there. Thanks very much. Thanks very much indeed, Debbie. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much.
No, our pleasure. Sarah Elliott's alongside me, doesn't have a dog, but knows people who have.
Yes, yes. All my neighbours have dogs.
Including somebody who had one stolen recently.
Yes, so it was during lockdown and she was going to the grocery store and she had this little puppy, and a guy came over to pet the puppy and everything like that, and then he went to pick up the puppy and wouldn't let it go and started screaming, "You're stealing my puppy." And he was going to run off with it. But fortunately, she was able to fight and pull the dog out of his arms.
Wow.
So, yeah, kind of dramatic.